All right, here we are with the 5070 Ti. Got it set on 4K resolution on the low setting. No ray tracing. Everything looks pretty good though. Our PCL is right around 20 milliseconds starting out here. So yeah, we got 133 FPS here on DLAA. So no upscaling, just a little anti-aliasing and nothing too crazy going on. We're just going to keep on running through it though and see what we can expect. So let's jump down to the very next level, go to medium. Now we're just going to chew through some of these rather quickly because it runs really well all the way up to even cinematic. Even when you consider, what was that? Even whenever you consider, you know, that this is a brand new setting, you know, so it is pretty intensive, but it runs pretty well. Oh, need to go out back into the zone here. All right, so yeah, 104, 103 FPS here. All right, so let's jump and go to the very next level here and see what the very next level of setting would do. So let's give us high. All right, so let's let that load in and get caught up. All right, everything looks good. Okay, let's go over here into some of this more dense area of the map. All right, so it's 87 FPS. I love the rain. Everything looks so good in this title. They actually got rid of nanite and lumen, and it helped it run so much better. Definitely a good call. But yeah, we're looking pretty good here. 90 FPS, 91. On our PCL, we're at 25 milliseconds. It's 100 FPS, so everything does look really, really nice. VRAM is well under control. No big issues there at all. This game runs really well. So I've had the luxury of testing it a few times, and so far, yeah, it runs really, really nicely. All right, looks like someone's cleared all that out. All right, so let's just keep on going. All right, if I die, I just die, and I'll restart. All right, so yeah, here we go. Let's go over here and check out the very next level of settings. It likes to keep running whenever you hit pause as you're mid-run, so just ignore that. All right, let's go up to Epic. All right, so this is Epic settings, so 74, 77. PCL's looking pretty good, 27 milliseconds. All right, so 80 FPS. All of it looks really nice, really, really nice. All right, so let's jump and go to that next level of cinematic and check that out. I'm trying to run through it rather quickly because I am on a little bit of a time crunch with this type of game. So, all right, so this is what everybody probably clicked on it to see. So cinematic gives you 54 FPS, 51 FPS here at 4K. So not quite 60, dips into the 40s even, but we haven't used any upscaling yet. So once we kick on that quality upscale, it'll bring it all back into shape and we'll be back in the game, so to speak. All right, so let's do that now. Come over here, see where I hear it. Where the hell is it? Where the hell is that damn thing at? Oh man, these things make me so nervous. I'm not good at this game yet. I haven't played it quite enough, so I just started to learn the mechanics like a couple days ago. All right, so yeah, we're looking about 46 FPS here. Oh man, let's just keep going. Run, run, run. I do not want to have to deal with those things right now. All right, so let me get some cover. Who is shooting all that stuff? All right, let's get over here. Get up into these rocks. All right, so let's kick on some DLSS. All right, definitely needs it. All right, so let's come down here, go to that quality. All right, so that brings us up to about 70s, 80s. So this looks really nice and playable. All right, so yeah, we're at 30 milliseconds. Now we do have NVIDIA Plus Reflex Plus Boost turned on. I really like using that. It keeps your PCL nice and responsive. Works really well. I don't think a lot of people give enough credit to the Reflex Plus Boost technology. It is kind of a game changer when it comes to maintaining a nice low response time. All right, so yeah, we're at 92 FPS here. So we can go on up through some more of these settings. But first, I want to check out what happens when we start using a little bit of ray tracing. So this is dynamic lighting set to low. It still gives you about 80 FPS here. Still a really nice setting. Gives you a little bit more contrast, some more shadow depth, definitely darker darks and lighter lights. Which is kind of nice, but it does look pretty good considering, you know, we didn't really get a huge performance hit on it. So let's just keep on rolling through it and see what we can expect here. Jump down here, get some more stuff to load up in here. All right. Yeah, so we're still got plenty of time on this test, so I'm just going to take my time a little bit more. All right, here. So let's go into graphics and check out, let's see here. Let's go to medium. All right. So medium dynamic lighting, RT, gives you about 60 FPS. Now right here, this is probably a little bit better case scenario because we're down here, we're in the 50s. So I would probably go up to balanced. Let's do that now. See what we can do as far as getting this frame rate up a little bit more. So balance gives you a little bit of an uptick and brings your PCL down to about 30 milliseconds, which is always welcome. It's a nice improvement. All right, so let's see here. Let's go over here and see what all we can sneak around and do without getting shot at. All right, so let's see. Let's jump up in here. All right, so about 70 FPS over here in this area. All right. Turn point shutting down. All right, yeah, that's fine. All right, yeah, let's just keep on rolling. All right, so let's jump into the very next level of lighting. Come in here and go all the way up to high. So with high settings on our lighting, we're still in the 70s. PCL is about 29, 31 milliseconds here. Still looks really nice. All right, let's just keep on rolling over here and see what we can expect. Just to get some down into some vegetation, trying to get like a nice range of different environments. All right, it's about 68, 69. So it looks like you can get away with balanced pretty easily. I'm going to go up one more to that very last setting on epic and see what we can expect there. So let's jump into it. All right, so settings here. Let's go down here and go to the RT Epic. So this would be the highest level you can expect to run here. Still gives you 68, 70-ish FPS, at least in this area. And it does run pretty well. This game runs exceptionally well here at 4K, especially considering everything going on. You know, 5070 Ti is holding on no problem. All right, let's go up a little bit more on our upscaling and see what we can expect there. So let's go up to that performance. Since we are at 4K, performance is fine. It will definitely increase your metrics and bring that PCL down. PCL is about 24, 25 milliseconds with 102 FPS here. This is prior to any frame generation. So again, this game it runs so damn well. It's just such a good game as far as performance goes, and so far I'm having a blast playing it, so definitely a highlight. All right, let's go up here, see what we can expect. All right, so 100 FPS over here. So what I'm going to do now is just leave everything as it is and check out what our kind of base would look like. So we're going to go to DLAA. So base settings, no upscaling. This gives us a pretty good idea what's going on kind of behind the curtain. We're at about 50 FPS with everything, you know, completely maxed out and no upscaling at all. So this is like really well-running title. You know, even with just some quality upscaling, I'm expecting it to behave in a way which gives us a nice base frame rate in which to frame generate from. So 76 FPS here, 29 milliseconds on our PCL, and that gives us 73, 72 FPS here. And everything looks good. All right, so VRAM allocation is way down. VRAM usage is way down. I wish more games ran this well. You wouldn't even need, you know, these crazy GPUs to brute force your way through it, because they would actually run well. But this game is running really nicely. All right, so let's jump over and go to a potential setting here. All right, so let's go up to 2x frame generation. So this would be quality with everything completely maxed out with a 2x frame gen at 4K. So let's just run over here and see what we can expect. All right, so still got about 12 minutes left here. So, all right, so 97 FPS. Now our PCL did go up to about 50 milliseconds with that frame generation turned on, and it ate up a little bit more VRAM, but we got 16, so we're okay there. I'm just gonna get up in this shrub here. All right, so let's see what we can expect if we keep going. All right, so let's see, go to 3x. That gives you a nice boost up to about 152 FPS. All right. And if we do go to 4x, I'm suspecting will be even better because our overall performance as far as PCL goes, it's still around 50 milliseconds. That frame generation just does add latency, but since it's not too bad to begin with, it does run a lot better, even with that frame generation turned on. So let's go to 4x, and that gives us still about a 45 to 50 millisecond PCL, 180 FPS. So this looks quite nice. All right, so with everything at 4K running so well, it's pretty safe to say that 1440 is going to be even better. All right, so I'm going to leave everything as it is and then kind of show you at 1440, you don't even really need upscaling. So it runs that well. So let's come over here, go to 1440 and apply that. See if I can get my mouse to show up. There we go. All right, so we're going to go ahead and apply that and then jump back into it. All right, so here we are at 1440. So everything's set up with 1440. We're going to go DLAA. Leave everything on Epic and Cinematic. So I'm just going to show you that you don't even really need to do any sort of upscaling or frame generation when you're at 1440p on this card because you are right here at 60 and you've got PCL about 37 milliseconds here. So you could absolutely go up on your DLSS to get even lower PCL and even better frame rate. So we'll do that now. And at 1440, this is probably how I would play. I would just kick it to quality DLSS and then let it go. I mean, there you go. You got 30 milliseconds on your PCL and everything looks pretty good. So you're at 76, 81. Everything does perform very well at 1440. You don't even really need to use all the DLSS stuff, but just to show you kind of how it would go, let's go down to balanced. Okay, I hear one of those arcs. Let's see. All right, so yeah, here we go. So 114, 113, PCL's down into 23 milliseconds. So if you're interested in competition, this is not bad at all. You've got a really fast PCL, and your FPS is right around 100 with no frame generation. All right, so let's just keep on going over here. Let's see what we can do as far as going to a performance setting. All right, let's go in here, go to performance. So that gives you a PCL still around 24 milliseconds or so with 110 FPS. So if you just really wanted to get a super high refresh FPS, this is the way to do it. Got 120, 130. I'm seeing some pretty good numbers here. All right, so not that you need frame generation, but let's check it out anyway. Let's come over here just to get a nice even test. All right, so this is 2x on performance, 160 FPS here. Still looks so good even on performance. Gives you just kind of like very, very, very high quality visuals with an extremely nice performance. 166 FPS, 32 milliseconds on your PCL. All right, let's come into here and go to 3x. That gives you well over 200 FPS here. So if you just really wanted some sky high, frames, here you go. Say you got a 240 hertz monitor. Going to go ahead and check that out. Go to 4x. So performance gives you a nice base frame rate, and of course going up on your frame generation definitely helps matters. All right, so 270, 281 FPS here, 36 milliseconds on your PCL. So the frame generation did add a tad bit of latency, but it's still nothing too terrible at all, especially if you're considering, a super high refresh monitor. All right, so I would probably, if I had to do it, maybe 4x and then come into here and kick it down to quality with a 4x. And that gives you 34 milliseconds with almost 300 FPS, and you're only doing a quality upscale. All right, so yeah, you're looking pretty good here, 270, 252. All right, let's check it out on DLAA and then call it a day. So let's just come down here and kick it over to DLAA 4x. This is no upscaling at all with just frame generation laid on top of it. And you're at 218, 226 FPS, 45 milliseconds on your PCL. Now, I don't think you need this much, so I would probably say you could get away with just a 2X, and 120 would be pretty good. This runs really well, looks nice and sharp, although it looks just as sharp to me all the way down to performance. Go ahead and get, I'm not trying to play the game, I'm just trying to do the test, so I'm making all kind of mistakes. All right, so yeah, 133 FPS here, so I'm going to go ahead and call it a day here. This has been a pretty good look at 4K and 1440. On the 5070 Ti, you're going to be able to basically max it out and then just use DLSS and frame generation, you know, however you personally feel like it's best for you. So if you like this, please consider subscribing. If you are not new here, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you supporting me. And until next time, peace.